You ever wonder if you could build a whole perfect world just inside your own head? Well, today we're cracking open an ancient text that's basically a step-by-step guide for doing exactly that. It's this incredible visualization technique called the eighth contemplation. So let's dive in and see how it works. Yeah, so that's the big question, right? Can your mind actually become a paradise? And I'm not talking about a metaphor here. This is a real practical exercise. Can your consciousness literally build a place of total peace and beauty? Well, according to this ancient practice, the answer is a huge yes. All right, here's the game plan. First, we'll touch on the core idea. The mind is the Buddha. Then we'll get into the practical stuff. Step 1, creating a golden image. Step 2, building out the paradise. And step 3, actually hearing the Dharma. To finish up, we'll look at the payoff, the true vision's reward. Okay, first things first. We have to get our heads around this really radical idea that makes all of this possible. It's a concept that kind of flips the script on what we think visualization even is. So, the text says that all Buddhas are the Dharmakaya. And look, that's not just some fancy spiritual term. It's a total game changer. It means a Buddha isn't some person or deity you're trying to imagine out there. No, it's more like the source code of reality itself. And the craziest part? That reality is already inside your own mind. And this line from the text says it all. This mind makes the Buddha. This mind is the Buddha. Think about that. It means when you do this visualization, you're not just making up a pretty picture. You're actually tapping into something that's already there inside you. So the act of making the Buddha isn't about creation, it's about realization. It's realizing you were connected to it all along. All right. So with that big idea in place, we can jump into the first practical step. This is where the building begins. So, the instructions say to start with one single, clear anchor point. You just focus your mind. It doesn't matter if your eyes are open or closed. You just visualize a precious image. The text is super specific here. It's got to be shining like pure gold, and it's seated on a lotus flower. This one image, it's like the seed that the whole paradise is going to grow from.
Now, once you have that golden image locked in, it's stable, it's clear. This is where something really cool starts to happen. You don't have to force it. It's like your mind's eye just opens up and the world just starts expanding all on its own.
And again, you're not trying to invent all the little details. The text says it's a natural unfolding. As soon as you get that first golden image stable, it's like you've unlocked the ability to see the world that was always around it. It's kind of like focusing a camera lens, and suddenly this huge, amazing landscape just snaps into perfect view. So what do you see first? The ground itself. Imagine a landscape made of 7 different kinds of jewels. You see these calm, jeweled ponds and these perfect rows of shining jewel trees. Everything is just glowing, totally pristine. Okay, and then you look up. Above all those jewel trees, there are these celestial banners and canopies. And get this, stretching across the whole sky is a huge net made of countless treasures. The entire space, from the ground all the way up, is just filled with this incredible light and beauty. All right, now the scene gets a couple more key figures, 2 bodhisattvas. To the Buddha's left, a big lotus flower appears, and on it, you see an image of Avalokiteśvara. Then, to the Buddha's right, another lotus, and on that one, an image of Mahāsthāmaprāpta. They're both shining with that same golden light, forming this perfect central trio. And this is where it gets absolutely wild. Once that scene is complete, the light from those 3 main figures just floods everything. And under every single jewel tree, you suddenly see 3 more lotuses pop up. And on each of those, another Buddha and 2 bodhisattvas appear. It just keeps multiplying until the whole paradise is filled with this infinite, shining presence. It's mind-blowing. Okay, so up to this point, it's all been visual. But now, the whole experience shifts. It's not a silent movie anymore. The vision literally comes alive with sound. And this is a really profound moment. The text says you start to hear everything. The sound of the flowing water, the radiant light, yes, even the light, the rustling of the jeweled trees, the calls of ducks and geese. And here's the kicker. All of them are speaking the Dharma, the teachings. Every single thing in this world you just built is now teaching you. The place itself is your guide. So you've built this amazing world in your mind, but, how do you know it's real? How do you know it's a genuine insight and you're not just having a really nice daydream? Well, the text actually gives you a way to check, and it explains why this all matters so much.
The test is pretty simple, actually. Do the teachings you're hearing in the vision line up with the actual Buddhist scriptures, the sutras? If they do, then you're having what the text calls a coarse perception of the Pure Land. It's a real, genuine insight, even if it's just the beginning. If what you're hearing doesn't line up, then it's just a fantasy. That's the key difference between making real spiritual progress and just getting lost in your imagination.
And the reward for having a true vision, it's huge. We're not just talking about feeling peaceful for a few minutes. The text says this practice can eliminate the negative karma from like innumerable past lives. It also helps you achieve this state of incredibly deep focus called samadhi. And the text is very clear on this point. This is the correct contemplation. Any other way is wrong. So there you have it. We just walked through this incredible blueprint for building a paradise inside your own mind, from one tiny point of light to a whole infinite world that you can see and even hear. And that leaves you with a pretty wild final thought, doesn't it? If this is just the 8th contemplation, what on earth could the other 7 possibly reveal?